In a corporate world where all employees have great leaders with no egos that create fun cultures where people can do their best work, the employees and companies thrive while doing great things for the customers, themselves, and each other.
Well, we know that rarely happens. I'm Jeff Palacio. I have been a leader for over 40 years for every t-shirt size company, from small 16 employees to extra large over 1 million. Please join me while I interview outstanding leaders that will share stories of great leadership and not so great. It will help you become a better leader while poking fun about all the crazy shit that happens in corporate America. Welcome to a special edition of the Corporate Couch. These episodes will be more of a love seat that focuses on one topic and will run 15 to 30 minutes. For each special edition episode, you will hear from one or more outstanding leaders sharing their expertise on the most important challenges in corporate America today. Mark, welcome to our March episode of It's 5 o'clock Somewhere. Good morning.
Happy Friday, March, in 80-degree weather today. I'm glad it's rolling into the weekend.
Yes. That's why we rolled back our Hawaiian shirt look for the It's 5 o'clock Somewhere. So I'm a little pissed at you, though. So we were supposed to record this yesterday. What the hell did you do? Who was more important than me yesterday that you had to reschedule till today?
Yeah, I should have expected this coming. When you're in high demand, Jeff, you got to move around schedules to make things happen. Sure. So the night before, I got a request to be on KCTV5, not because I'm awesome, but because we had a fun opportunity to promote the Run for the Roses and Growing Futures rebrand. So that was on the morning show yesterday with a couple, with Tanisha Thompson, and I think we did a great job. I hope it promotes Run for the Roses.
Yeah, and when is the Run for the Roses, just so the audience knows?
Yep, May 2nd. It is at Hallbrook Country Club. Starts at 4. I think the race is at a weird time, like 5:57.
Yeah, it's usually like 5:38 or 5, yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, you watch a 3-minute race, but prepare for it for 2 hours with mint juleps, silent auction items, and live music. It'll be a fun time.
It's kind of like a Disney ride and a Viagra. You wait a couple hours for a 2-minute ride type thing.
That was what the news was like yesterday. Well, this is a fun story about the news. We get there and, you wait till you're on. And I think we waited for an hour and 20 minutes. But while I was there, some woman works for the Comets. Do you know what the Comets are?
Yeah, the indoor soccer. They were one of the original indoor soccer teams back in the 80s.
Are they still around? Maybe it wasn't Comets.
No, I think they resurrected it. I think they have resurrected it. So Tracy Lewicki,
she's promised to reach out and give us an auction package for the event. So I will know more when I get that email from her.
Yeah, nice. So I was curious, I know you've been doing a lot of talks around your book, and so I'm just curious, when you're out there in front of the audience, what are most of the people asking you about? What are they focusing on? Certain parts of your book, or is there certain themes in terms of questions you're getting from the audience?
Depends on if it's like a brand new audience, that people I don't know, or someone I do know. So I'll answer that 2 ways. People I know, like, oh man, you really do follow the process, and they're giving me more of that because, as you know, it's all a template and it's all helpful resources. So it's not that people aren't important enough to create a follow-up that's catered to them. It just makes it more efficient. So I've sent that template to some people. I should send it to you. And also in that template, the 80 people I like to connect and introduce are listed in there. That's kind of good to be reminded of the people I like to support. But for the people that don't know, I think that the biggest thing, I'm going to K-State next Thursday to talk to the financial planning students, and the book will be a part of it. They're just blown away that you can build a financial planning business around what you like to do and have similar interests in. It's not that what we're trying to teach through the book is not rocket science. Lean into people you relate to and help them and create a good community. People are just think they have to become something they're not to find success, I think. And maybe that's a young thing, but I'm glad that it's not that.
In my opinion, yes, it's great to be yourself, but a lot of people coming out of college, they get thrown into they get a job at company, and it could be a really good company, or maybe not. But they're told to do a script and present this PowerPoint or that PowerPoint, and it's not about you have your elevator speech, and as Seth Godin says, no one ever bought anything in an elevator type thing, and you don't get married after the first date, or at least most people. So you can't, you're not going to sell anybody.
I don't know about, but some of the people I'm talking with are young people are more interested in starting a business now than ever, than going to the corporate path. And maybe that's because their parents have lost jobs or have been out of work through company layoffs. I mean, you've been through some of that too, I think. So I think the younger generation might be more entrepreneurial and risk interested, doing it different. So it's hard to start a business at 22 if you went to college with no health insurance. I guess you stay with your parents, but like no benefits, got to figure it out on your own. But I think the ones that'll make it will do pretty well. But there's a lot of competition out there.
Well, and the nature of work is going to change. Companies, they're going to have to evolve. It's going to be like colleges and universities. Things have to change. And there is, definitely in my generation, and I think the same as yours, when we first started out, there wasn't as many ways to make money. Now that's, you and I could open up a Shopify website this afternoon. I mean, and start selling stuff. That wasn't an option. So you told a fantastic story, speaking about young people, about this gentleman that your CEO met at BYU in the Idaho campus, I guess.
Rexburg, yes.
Yes. You talked about how this person just said, I'm flying to Kansas City, let's have lunch, read your book, and he wants to meet you. So let's talk about kind of
that was the last meet.
Yeah.
I think the last time we talked, he was coming that weekend. So he's since came. We met at Q39. It's not my favorite, but it's one of the top two. So it's my second, I guess. Barbecue in Kansas City introduced him to that. And he came with his girlfriend because if he's going to move and consider a job, which transpired in between when he first reached out and when we met, she's buying into this business too because they're a pretty serious relationship. Anyways, they came. And it wasn't just a casual lunch; it was a 2-hour lunch, long lunch.
And it was the night of the day of the Wabash Cannonball too, right? So you're busy.
He was in town for that.
Yeah.
We met Saturday after that.
Oh, after, okay.
So I made it. I wanted to make him. I said, "Would you be willing to meet a little later? I might be worn out from a night of fun from Wabash Cannonball." Bridget and I stayed up till midnight on a weekend. That's crazy for us. So we met at 1. I think we left at a little after 3. But great questions, good dialogue, dove into, you probably know this about me, and Mick Johnson says a lot, vulnerability, background, family, dreams, everything they want for the future. And, the week before that, we offered him a job. So he could have said, I'll be there in a month for the strategic planning. He still came in to meet me one-on-one for that lunch, which was really good conversation. Because once you get around a whole team, there's you don't really have the one-on-one conversations. And this strategic plan will be, we actually had to do offsite out of our office because our conference room won't hold everybody, which will be a new good problem to have.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I just think what a way to get a job. Like you're going to commit to flying and meeting somebody on the chance that maybe you're going to get a job at, in this case, obviously, Cersei Financial. So I love that. And I think that, what I always tell any job seeker, but especially recent college graduates, you have to separate yourself. There's going to be 250 people apply to that position, and somehow, some way, you have to make yourself stand out at each step of the process. So obviously, that's
one way to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you notes, outreach,
Yep.
Text messages work now if you can connect on that personal level. I will tell you that we have remote people, although they're in Rexburg, Idaho. I don't know where they'll end up, but they like Kansas City enough that there's that chance. And this Daniel is from Idaho. He is also either the president or vice president of the Wealth Management Society for the BYU Financial Planning Chapter. And I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but we also offered a job to I don't know which one's which, vice president or president of the Wealth Management Society. So Matthew Ray, one of his good buddies, is also starting with us at the same time.
Look at that.
So both leaders in the same financial planning program. It's going to be fun and kind of change the trajectory of our firm for young people to step into new roles.
Beautiful.
So I'm excited.
So I'm very curious.
Q39 is your number 2 barbecue. What is your number 1 barbecue in Kansas City?
It is Joe's Kansas City, and I said it right. Oklahoma Joe's, if you remember it that way.
Yeah.
I love the Z-Man.
The Z-Man.
And their fries.
Oh,
and their
fries.
barbecue sauce.
I remember when it first opened, I wasn't familiar with it, and took my kids, and they were probably about 10 and 8, 11 and 9, whatever. So they wanted fries. So I got each of them a fry.
Oh.
And it's like 2 pounds of fries
It's a meal. That's why I like it. That and Five Guys fries. The bag of fries. Yes.
Yes.
Love that place.
No.
There's waiting. I'll be waiting on them to see if they are nice to me in Growing Futures with a nice silent auction item. I've been trading some emails with their team as I'm doing the outreach for that. But if they give something, I might just buy it.
Yeah.
So there's that. Automatically sold.
Yeah. From the last episode to now, I wanted to talk about somebody. It's not the greatest. Well, the impact is great, but Wendy Hudson passed, and she was just a really gift to Kansas City. Yeah, she worked at Chief of Staff for Casey Wright, and Casey Wright threw an open house. Chief of Staff did earlier this month in March, and it was just I had met Wendy in May of last year, and she passed, I think, January 2nd. So, in like a 7-month period, we became like, I won't say like close friends, but, we would text each other. Sometimes she'd text me at like 9:30 at night about something. And just the impact she had on me in that short period of time. And it just, all the people from Kansas City that came to that celebration of life was just amazing. And it just shows you how people can influence you in just a short, matter of time. So yeah.
I'll say the same thing. I don't know if you know this. I never met her in person.
Yeah, I think you told me that.
A couple of Zooms, which is fine, but the impact that you can still connect with someone in your own city, never meet in person through Zoom, and of course the community. Like she knew 100 of the same people, and used influence and resources to continue the better for the community is what you want in people and what people should be remembered for. So she's definitely going to be missed for all of that. Yeah. I didn't make it to the event that you went to at Chief of Staff, but I imagine that was the impact.
Yeah, Casey said
there with a lot of people.
There was about 500 people that came through. I mean,
yeah, that's a lot.
It was like from 10 to 2.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just amazing the impact she had on people, and it's just a huge loss for obviously people that knew her, and I feel so bad for her parents and her family. So
it's interesting, and I don't know. We have in the past helped people write eulogies as part of a coaching program and part of what we've done for clients. But it's interesting to write that and think about your own passing. But at the end of the day, if you have it written, the decisions you make to live towards the lifestyle that you want to become prevalent, because at the end of the day, you don't know if it's 45 or 85 when you go, but if you're working towards whatever you want to be remembered for, it changes the way you live your life. That's all.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely. I remember taking a 5-day 7 Habits of Highly Effective People class when I was at Sprint, and it was amazing. But begin with the end in mind, and seek first, understand, then be understood. But that begin with the end in mind. One of the exercises in there was pretend it's your 80th birthday, and you're going to be celebrated by friends and family. What do you want those people to say about you? So reframes when you're 30 years old or whatever. Whenever I took that course, it reframes kind of what you're thinking. Like, oh yeah, so what's the long game?
And no matter what age you start thinking about that, it's never too late to start. It's true. Some people don't find the love of their life, their best friends, until they're in their 60s or move to a new city. I've seen clients transition, and then their life, although it was not bad before, it gets even better. Some people think it's over at certain ages. Yeah. And if you think like that, you're halfway right. Yeah. So perspective is everything.
Yeah. What are you most excited about right now?
That's a great question. My son starts T-ball, so I'm going this weekend to buy him a glove.
Oh, yeah.
I got 20% off discount to Shields.
There you go.
Because, I like to save a little money. That will be fun. I'm excited because it's nice weather. I mean, with my kids, forget business for a second, life is easier when we can go outside.
There you go. There you
We
go.
were in the park last night. The night goes by faster. They're happier.
Spoken like a true parent of a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old.
And 8 p.m. comes a lot quicker for bedtime. Yes, I love that it's sunny out. Well, for mental health, the fact that the sun is out longer, I already feel better. Not that, what is it called? Seasonal?
Yeah,
SAD,
seasonal
SAD.
affliction disorder, SAD, SAD.
Something like that. I don't know that I have it, but I could definitely tell the mood is better. And it always happens around, what do we have this week and last week? Big basketball.
Oh,
So
yeah, March Madness.
I like, yep. And which is a good reminder for me, it's my lovely wife's birthday on Monday. So we do have plans for a nice dinner. I'm sure she's choosing 801 Chop House, but I'm excited to celebrate her this weekend.
Good. That's
I won't say her age, but she is younger than me.
And it's basically 2.5 days from now. Hopefully you got her a present already. You're a little late.
I still have 2.5 days, Jeff. I still have 2.5 days. But yes, she will get something. Okay. I think she may have already bought it for herself.
Last episode in February was 2 days till Valentine's Day, and you still haven't gotten anything. So you're like on
it seems to be a trend. It seems to be a trend.
Seems to be.
You need to stop listening to last month's episode. Bridget, I don't think my wife has ever listened to one of these, so this is a test.
Bridget,
there you go. Listen to any of our podcasts, you get your gift when you listen to our podcast.
I love it.
We'll see. I also wonder if she's read my book, so we'll just put that out there and see if there's a follow-up from giving Bridget a hard time.
Oh, wow. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, so what's some new connections that you didn't know existed in Kansas City that you've met recently?
Not new, but reconnected with Bob Hayworth yesterday. Maybe it's 2 days ago. That'd been 5 years.
Yeah, somebody told me you were meeting with Bob. I don't know. I can't remember who told me, but somebody told me you met with Bob. Yeah.
Well, he's been through a lot. He's looking for some new direction. I'm happy to reconnect him to some new and old people, but his advice is good for old and young people. So it really led into health being important for some stories he told, and it just reinforced me going through what I'm trying to do this year with health priorities. So what is it? It's late March. In about 2 weeks, I'll have my cardiac calcium. I don't know what it's called, but it's a heart test.
Oh, you go in the scanner to see your calcium score? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good test to get.
Yep. And then in May, I'm doing my physical that I haven't done in, I say 10 years, but it might be longer than that.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to ask for, it's allergy season, so I want something better than Zyrtec.
Right.
Maybe they can help me with that. It gets miserable for me about this time of year.
Yeah.
But that's kind of leading into health. Just he told me some things that reinforced I'm heading in the right direction. Of course, Nora and the stuff I'm doing with the Reiki and her guidance. You saw my post the other day about rereading soundtracks.
Yeah.
It just tied into what Nora has me working on personally, and it's all good. So other people, I've met some new people through the Run for the Roses. As you may know, we're having jockeys and grand marshals as ambassadors for the event this year. So we've got a lot of good people that have stepped up to raise some money, and we just crossed $100,000 for the event, and we're still a month and a half away.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I think we'll be at some of our nice goals, which will be fun.
Yeah. Just to go back about you post about your Nora experience again, and talked about the I am statements. But rereading, I think, this is why I comment on your post. I think rereading books is actually a really good thing to do. I mean, really good books that you love, because I think you're in a different place, and different things will resonate with you. I mean, some of the same things, but some things you missed the first time, you'll be like, oh, wow. It'll be, you'll gain new insight. So I love that.
Also, writing book reviews for me is kind of therapeutic and taking it more seriously. So I try to write short 1,000-word book reviews on books I like.
Yeah.
But through the exercise of trying to pull more out of it, kind of like some people underline, highlight. Me, it's rewriting and regurgitating, and writing a review is really helpful. No different than I maybe told you earlier, just had coffee with Jay Quickle to catch up. Just left Pilgrim Coffee 30 minutes ago. We met for a purpose, and an hour had gone by, and we hadn't talked about the purpose.
Yeah.
But we talked about international travel, and I was like, man, that's perception and what you value, and be grateful for what you have. International travel does that. But I didn't realize he'd been a lot of similar places, so I relived some of my experiences through that conversation too. And I need to get back to somewhere new.
Yeah, nice. I interviewed Esther George, the former president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City. Out of college, she went to Dun and Bradstreet as a business analyst and worked there, 18 months, and then spent like 41 years at the Federal Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
And what an honor for me. I mean, this Esther is just oh my God, she's so brilliant and just easy to talk to, and she was very transparent and obviously knowledgeable. But I was humbled by her coming on the podcast to go through her career.
That was recently?
Yeah, it hasn't been posted yet. It'll post probably in the May timeframe.
I've heard a lot of economists speak in my career because the market sucks, but they all have like this and that, but real no opinion. Like it all depends.
Yeah. She
has opinions.
Right.
That I don't know if she got technical. But when she spoke to the Financial Planning Association, almost like some people, or you tell yourself enough things that happen, you start believing yourself, even if they didn't happen.
Right.
Like she is so confident in the way she delivers messages that it's really good and believable in a good way. I'm not saying it's bad, but like she is one of the most confident women I've heard speak. I need to reread the book that she suggested about government debt. I don't know if she talked about that with you, but she has interesting opinions on that too.
Yeah. Do you remember the book name?
No, but I'm going to Google it. She believes debt from the government is interesting because she wants more money. Well, not wants. I'm going to put words in her mouth. More money in the hands of the people to spend.
Yeah.
So if the government gives more money, free-flowing markets work. It doesn't hurt the economy. So it's just... She explains in a way that seems easier to understand, and I appreciate that about her.
Yeah. That mentality you mentioned of, you tell a story long enough, you think it actually did happen or whatever, that could sum up my high school and a little bit of college athletic career, but of my athletic prowess.
It sums up a 21-year-old trip to Vegas for me.
There you go.
I think I met these superstars, and I probably never met them, but that's a story for another 5 o'clock happy hour.
Yeah. Any training, books you've read, new people you want to end with for the episode?
I have just finished a class that I've taken 8 years, not in a row, through Group Odell. It's called Pathway to Mastery. And this is a class I took with real estate agents over the last probably 15 years. I believe it's how I met Kay Blond, through the Odells, and other great realtors that you and I are lenders we both know. But the training is good. It's in the winter when realtors are slow. They're in the business of relationships, the things you need to be doing. So all of it's great reminders of we're in the people business. You help people, you add value. But in that group, there was 60 people every Tuesday for a couple hours. And through it, I met a couple new people, too.
Nice.
So the real estate market is excited to get on fire because it's, I don't know where interest rates are going to end up, but it is nice weather, and they usually get busy this time of year. Yeah. So it ends at the time when their sales start happening.
Yeah. Well, and it just shows the importance, and obviously you and I are believers. You have to continuously learn and be a lifelong learner. So, well, it's great to wrap up the March episode. Enjoy the beautiful weather out there, and we'll see you soon for a real happy hour.
Cheers. Go K-State in the tournament.
Thank you for listening to this special edition of The Corporate Couch. If you enjoyed the episode, I would love for you to take 2 minutes out of your day to rate us 5 stars and write a review. Please join me weekly where I interview great leaders that share their career journey and their leadership wisdom.